Operations to resume at the National Abattoir next week. Agriculture stakeholders receive value chain validation training, and the Employment Minister says the National Employment Program is here to stay. Thank you for joining us on another edition of National Focus. I'm Kimani Saint-Jean.
And I am Luurianne Graham Carter. Stay with us for details of the headline stories after this.
A picture is worth 1,000 words. Got it? Taking care of us can be so easy.
Take good care of the children.
Thanks for staying with us. The Honorable Minister for Agriculture, Johnson Drygo, has confirmed that operations will resume next week at the National Abattoir. The $10 million project, funded by the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, began in 2013 and comprises 3 units: buildings to process pork and poultry and an administrative building. The Honorable Minister spoke with GIS News on Wednesday.
The big unit, the freezing equipment, failed during its complete testing. This had to be replaced, among other slight technical work. We're happy to report that the construction company OSG came back and they did all of the necessary works, and we can report that as of Tuesday, 12 April, we will resume slaughtering at the facility.
1,000 birds will be slaughtered at the facility when the operations resume next week. The Honorable Minister told GIS News that Cabinet has granted approval for the staff of the abattoir.
The staff, as you know, they were trained by the firm in the month of November. As we speak this week, they've been doing their necessary food handlers and medicals to prepare them for engagement at the abattoir. Cabinet has approved the slate of staff for commencing work, and come next week, the week of the 12th, we will again have fresh chicken on the market and pork on the market.
A business plan for the National Abattoir was also developed and is now complete.
As you know, we have completed the business plan for the abattoir. Consultancy was commissioned by the BAM for the business plan for the abattoir. This is now complete. The document is in the hands of the Ministry of Agriculture. Cabinet will eventually ratify the management plan and structure for the abattoir, and the abattoir will incrementally, hopefully, increase the number of chickens being processed based on the ability of the market, the marketing consumption pattern of our country, of Dominican consumers for the chicken and pork that will be produced at the abattoir.
The National Employment Program, NEP, will continue to impact the lives of young Dominicans. The program, which is the brainchild of the Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, which began in 2013, has been described as a success. In an exclusive interview with GIS News on Wednesday, Honorable Minister for Employment Ian Douglas said government will continue to make jobs available for Dominican youth through the National Employment Program.
The NEP is in full stream all over the country. Of course, you know, we have various components of the NEP. We have the beautification and cleanup program, which is going on quite well all over the country. We have persons engaged in vegetation management and cleanup, especially on the sides of the road. And some communities have even gone further into the beautification aspect, where flowers are being planted and maintained. You know, we have a great job in places like Collyho, and if you go through Penville, Vickers, in Laplain, the Carib territory, all over Dominica. In Roseau, we have added some more persons to the program, which is really being managed by the Minister of Tourism, right now and coordinated from the Ministry of Tourism, and that is receiving rave reviews. In Portsmouth, we've augmented the existing interns down there. We've placed some more persons on the program.
Honorable Douglas encourages the interns to use the employment opportunity given by the government of Dominica to become well-rounded individuals that will contribute positively to society.
We want to make our people recognize that it's an opportunity for you to earn an employment. It's an opportunity for employers to observe you and to look at you, and for you to build experience in whatever field you are. Because we have interns in the tourism sector, we have interns in the education sector, we have interns in the business, the private sector. So I mean, it's an opportunity for you to gain some experience, gain some knowledge and some know-how, and gain some experience, most importantly, in the work field, in the area of work. So at least when you decide to write an application for another job tomorrow morning, you can ask your prospective employer to inquire of your performance, or they themselves, after reading your resume, will realize, okay, you worked with the NEP. Let them call the NEP office and find out how did Jack do, how was Joan performing on the NEP. And if your report, based on what the supervisors have been chronicling about you throughout your duration on the NEP, is not favorable, then it obviously jeopardizes your ability to earn employment in the future.
The minister noted the government will continue to show interest in the lives of young people by awarding them the opportunity to earn a living by ensuring the National Employment Program continues.
NEP is here to stay. NEP is here to roll over. We don't expect our interns to be on the NEP permanently. We expect it to use the NEP as a stepping stone to gain experience, to be able to gain some vital job experience to put on your resume so that you can go into the work field, either one to branch out into the private sector on your own, or to gain some employment maybe in the public service or in another private sector agency, and leave the space available for some other young intern coming in who would like to get that same experience.
The Ministry of Agriculture, together with the Caribbean Agricultural Research Development Institute, CARDI, are conducting training on value chain validation for farmers, agro-processors, credit institutions, and extension staff. The training is being funded by the Banana Accompanying Measures Program, or BAM program, through the European Union. A value chain analysis is an unusual approach in inspecting the crops and the livestock enterprises in agriculture. The approach will allow the Ministry of Agriculture to make more informed decisions on how to proceed in the implementation of programs and projects.
In essence, what we're doing is looking at the entire chain. In the past, when we did our production planning and programming, we focused in agriculture, we focused only on production. And what you found was that towards the end of your project or your program, you would have achieved your targets. But let us assume that target is to produce so many tons of a product. You have the product, but then you discover there's some other problem which does not allow you to get that product to the consumer. And this is the basis for the whole approach of value chain analysis, in the sense that you now look not just from the production, but you go right through the entire chain to the consumer. While you may be able to produce all the bananas or the dasheen or the yams or whatever the crop is, whether it's fish, it might be a small problem with transportation, or it might be a small problem with storage that prevents your product getting to the consumer.
The value chain training will focus on validation of 5 commercial products: dasheen, banana, cocoa, pork, and goat.
What we're going to do here is to train those of us who are going to be participating in the workshop in conducting the same type of work analysis for other crops, for fisheries, for livestock. And so we can continue to use that approach in the planning and development of our work plans and our work programs in our various areas, ministries or institutions.
CARDI representative Maurice Wilson articulates that the value chain exercise has become increasingly important.
It provides a basis upon which the respective industries, not just these I mentioned, but the others, can analyze the key elements that contribute to the success of those industries. And because we can analyze the elements that are linked to the development and success of these industries, we set ourselves on the path to increase competitiveness and to increase trade nationally, regionally, and overseas. And so we expect a lot from the attention being paid to the value chain.
Wilson explained that the findings of the analysis can be translated into policy decision-making and increase competitiveness across the industry. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Harold Gist, spoke at the opening ceremony of the training workshop.
It is of extremely important for our farmers, extension officers, business people, persons engaged in agriculture in one way or another, to understand where they fit in the scheme of things in terms as it relates to production and consumer satisfaction. In order to be able to satisfy this demand, there is a series of events that will lead to be able to supply this type of, satisfy that demand. And it is these activities that we have to synchronize and to make sure that they are running in a certain order to be able to deliver to the consumer what they want.
Validation of the products began on April 4th with 4 sessions: banana and dasheen and cocoa and livestock on Tuesday, April 5th. At the conclusion of this training, 11 manuals will be generated for use within the agricultural sector. Another activity which has been launched by CARDI is a climate change resilience project which has already begun in the Caribbean and expected to begin here soon. Lourianne Graham Carter had a discussion with CARDI representative Maurice Wilson about the project.
The climate change resilience project is linked to the regional track of the pilot program for climate resilience. It's funded by the IADB. There's a national and a regional track. We are involved in a component of the regional track. We are not the principal implementers of the pilot program for climate resilience. We are in one of the components. There are 4 components, and we are responsible for subcomponent 3, which deals with agriculture. And under that context, we are looking at evaluating varieties of selected crops for their resilience and tolerance in the context of climate-related phenomena. For example, we're looking at crops that demonstrate tolerance to drought, to heat, to floods, to an invasion of pests and diseases. So those are the type of things that we expect to address in this project. And on the basis of our findings in this activity, the plan is for us to be able to advise better on policy as it relates to climate change.
Okay, can you tell us what IADB stands for?
The American Development Bank. They are the principals of the PPCR initiative.
Okay, and when will this project begin?
The project has already been launched. It was launched last year in Jamaica. And we are now going through the arduous process of agreements and an approval of different things that are unfortunately long but are necessary before the projects are implemented at this level. So we anticipate that within the next 2 months we should have some activities on the ground.
You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
I had a bleeding disorder that I did not know about, and they had to be transfusing me continuously. I got 56 units.
Being there at the blood bank, I was like, yo, I'm actually saving someone's life.
You never know when you can go.
Give blood. I have done it, and believe it or not, don't hurt.
I won't be scared. I'll give. You know you're gonna give blood. I'll make sure she does.
Sit down at the blood bank in a comfortable environment for 45 minutes.
Helping people.
You are stimulating your body to make brand new cells.
You get free cookies, you get juice.
Glad to know your blood group. Feels good.
I felt as a better person.
It's a good thing to be alive, and I can thank God that I'm there and I'm enjoying life.
Welcome back. Commonwealth Secretary-General Baroness Patricia Scotland, QC, says that it will take the concerted effort of the entire Commonwealth to stamp out child abuse in the 53 member states. Speaking with the press last week, the Commonwealth Secretary-General noted that the issue of specifically child sexual abuse is not a primary concern unique to Dominica. She strongly advocates that it will take the commitment of all to break the silence on child abuse.
The thing that I want to say to all of us is we have to care for our children. We have to be willing to speak out. So if we're a neighbor, if we're a friend, if we're a school teacher, if we're a doctor, if we're a nurse, if we're the person cleaning the streets, and we see a child in need and being abused, don't let any of us be silent and turn our face away. If we're going to make a difference, it will take all of us. So I think that Dominica has the same challenges, tragically, as so many other countries. We're not alone. And now the difference is, I hope that what we will do in the Commonwealth is on all of these issues, we'll be able to say one another, you don't stand alone. 52 of us stand with you. And so I hope we will find the frameworks, find the what work models, we'll talk about it, we'll share it, and we will accept that it will take all of us.
The Baroness took up the post of Commonwealth Secretary-General on April 1st. Her first official duty was the official launch of a resource center geared at rebuilding stronger in her home country, Dominica.
And finally, Dominica's banana sector is getting back on its feet, says the Honorable Minister for Agriculture, Johnson Drygo. In an interview on Tuesday, Honorable Drygo stated that government's rapid response at a time where there were various factors impacting agriculture has paid off.
Following the attack of the black sickle disease in 2014 and 2015, and the prolonged drought that we had affecting the entire agricultural sector, the Ministry of Agriculture went on a rapid assistance to farmers, in particular fertilizer and where possible plant materials, for instance white potatoes, bananas, plantain, among others, yams among others, to assist farmers in rehabilitating their fields. I can report that as we speak, we in the Ministry of Agriculture and government, we are very satisfied with the response of the farmers to these efforts, and we are seeing an increase in production across the board in a number of key crop areas within the sector.
He gave the production forecast for November 2015 to June 2016.
The production forecast in terms of tonnage for the period November to June 2016, November 2015 to June 2016 is showing tremendous prospect. I received a document from the Division of Agriculture which is saying that within this period we anticipate 9,962 tons of bananas, and this in itself is very encouraging for the banana subsector.
The Agriculture Minister says that with government's assistance, harvesting of bananas is soon to begin.
We had virtually stopped the exportation of bananas after black sickle took a toll on the industry, with the banana accompanying measures and government, that the BAM and government bringing in well over 45,000 fresh plantlets on the island. We have started to see the harvesting of this bananas. The banana subsector is on the rise, and it's back, and we are ready to export bananas, first of all for the regional market, and first of all for food consumption here in Dominica, and then for the regional market. So we're excited about that.
GIS News will bring you more from that interview in tomorrow's newscast. And that's the English segment of the news. McPherson St. Luce is up next.
Alors tout le monde, bienvenue à ces nouvelles en créole. Non moins, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, un workshop qui mettait attention à ce ça que value chain prend place en Dominique Jodien. Ministre de l'Agriculture en collaboration avec CADI organisé workshop un jour là qui prend place en l'occasion pêcher en Wozo. Permanent secrétaire ministre de l'Agriculture Harold Gis a adressé cérémonie pour ouvrir workshop là.
Ça qui a placé ce jour c'est une réunion là avec une monde invité, extension officers, farmers nous invités pour venir ici pour parler contre value chain analysis. Ça value chain ça veut dire des différents monde avec différentes institutions qui a d'après quoi yo mêlé avec production en agriculture. Pour ça nous connait monde qui a supply, comment on dit supply, sel pour mettre un jardin, monde qui a produit chemicals, le monde qui a produit prêt pour mettre produit à c'est pareil ça là. Comme ça pour bagaille marcher bien pour consumer monde qui a servi produit à yo dit pour satisfaire avec satisfaire yo commande pas check yo commande au la bagaille ça sorti comment implanter comment élever est-ce qu'on mettre chemical dans dedans qui qualité chemical on mettre dans dedans est-ce organique ou bien pas organique c'est bagaille ça là comme ça pour nous satisfaire c'est consommateurs nous besoin étudier et regarder puis regardez ça regardez Kimani nous ça mettez tout ça qu'il faut pour faire bagaille marcher bien pour produire un consommateur catapia il wholesome il bon il satisfait qui c'est pas poison mon travail pour manger c'est pas bagaille qui a mon cancer c'est bagaille ça là comme ça c'est ça nous qu'a fait aujourd'hui.
Plaisir mon extension en permis d'autres à point bon standard pour produire à ce marché là.
In extension officers, in mon order même comment pour transporter un produit. So pas ni bel bon chimie ou bien pas ni bon qualité de transport au sans problème. Par exemple à présent pour vendre figue en Tigre avec Barbade, avec Trinidad, il y a demandé qui il voulait figue là en reefer container. Comme ça, quand figue là sorti en l'évaluation, il peut aller direct en reefer container. Il pas voulu aller parler acide check côté qui vient chaud, et pour figue là venir mi et c'est la ça là comme ça. C'est bien ça là, c'est ça nous avons étudié aujourd'hui avec mon KSP qui c'est mon qui a participé qui a un bon programme avec ça y apprendre donc montrer les habitants comment pour faire bagarre parce que c'est eux qui plus besoin comprendre ça nous a fait aujourd'hui.
Et puis finalement le gouvernement Dominique facilité et banque et puis l'argent yoké qu'a servi pour prêter musicien Dominique pour ses talents. Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt fait commitment ça là pendant banque latitude grand meeting ayo semaine passée. Monsieur Martin Charles, c'est chairman et banque Dominique.
Oui, et ça encore c'est un bon meeting qui sorti du gouvernement là aujourd'hui. Parce que pour l'année après l'année, musicien Dominique toujours qu'à pleurer, il n'y a pas d'assistance. So, Premier ministre aujourd'hui là, dit yo, gouvernement ouvert la main pour assister yo. Ça yo nous ka di yo c'est encore pour visiter aide bank pour nous ça garder ça yo vle faire l'année ça là l'année prochain ça yo vle faire quand comme musicien ça yo vle faire pour yo ça mener musique yo et production musique yo en l'autre niveau. So nous bien plaire pour nous ça assister yo avec ça.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non moins, c'est McPherson Luce. Au revoir.
Your tip of the day is next. Take steps to be safe when walking on roadways. This includes exercising caution at intersections and crosswalks and increasing your visibility at night by wearing retro-reflective clothing and carrying flashlights.
Here are some important safety tips to remember. It's safest to walk on a sidewalk, but if one is not available, walk on the shoulder and face traffic. Avoid distractions such as electronic devices that take your attention off the road. And it's especially important to watch out for children's safety when they're walking near traffic. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm.
Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on our past National Focus newscast on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. Live streaming is also now available 24 hours a day. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I am Lourianne Graham Carter.
And I'm Kimani. Thanks for watching and join us again next time on National Focus.